Hey everyone, and welcome back. So it is indeed, at least when I'm recording this, hopefully when I get this uploaded, the last Friday of February. In fact, it's even the last day of February, which means we do get the new Arrow announcements. This time we are up to May, and yeah, there's a couple there that I'm actually really excited about. But just a couple things I want to get to first before we get to the Arrow titles. Especially since I obviously haven't been around for 2 weeks, so a little catching up to do. So first up is a couple things from Kino. This first one is only coming soon. Don't have any further details, but later this year, they are coming out with a 4K release of the movie Dead of Night from 1945, which is actually really cool. I'm actually really also interested to see how that's going to look in 4K. But yeah, so obviously when more details come out, I'll definitely be covering that. Also, the movie Night of the Juggler from 1980, starring Josh Brolin, is getting a 4K release. Also coming next, sometime. It's just coming soon. It just says coming soon. Let me just leave it at that. And next up, I do believe I've mentioned this before, I think, but we do have the details now. Coming May 13th is indeed a 4K release of the movie Vice Squad from 1982. There will be two versions of it, a 4K disc, which will come with Blu-ray, as well as a separate Blu-ray release. And believe it or not, the 4K version is going to be a 3-disc set. It's going to have the 4K disc, obviously, the included Blu-ray with the movie, a couple of the extras, and then an extra Blu-ray with a bunch of more extras. So I assume, obviously, the Blu-ray release will have the two Blu-rays. But yeah, not expecting this for Vice Squad, but very cool. I'm a fan of Vice Squad. So, all right. And I believe most of this is actually ported over from the Screen Factory Blu-ray that came out a couple years ago. So it does have a new 4K scan from the original camera negative, but it is going to be SDR only, not HDR or let alone Dolby Vision. It's 4K master that is coming from Studio Canal. Not too far off with, what were the ones that came out? Was it last year? A year before? I think it was last year. Cannibal Apocalypse and was it Nightmare Beach? I think that was the other one. Same thing, 4K releases, but SDR. Obviously, I always want HDR or Dolby Vision. But for certain films, I'm not gonna whine. I'm not gonna whine that this is only SDR. It's still gonna look great in 4K, so I'm happy about that. We'll have 2.0 stereo and 5.1 surround. It does port over pre-existing commentary track with director Gary Sherman and producer Brian Frankish. But it does have a new commentary track with writer-director Steve Mitchell, who did the Wings Hauser Working Class Actor, I think it's a documentary, and film historian Nathaniel Thompson. And then the rest of the extras are on the included Blu-ray, 2 Blu-rays. Obviously, one Blu-ray will be similar to the regular Blu-ray release with the movie, commentary tracks, and the Blu-ray with the movie on it also has radio and TV spots as well as the theatrical trailer. And then the extra Blu-ray is where it has all like the rest of the interviews, which I believe, and again, I think these are all ported over from the older Blu-ray release. So Tracking the Beast, interview with actor Gary Swanson, A Poltergeist and Neon Lights, interview with director Gary Sherman, Hollywood Magic, interview with producer Brian Frankish, The Roots of Reality, interview with actress Beverly Todd, Catching a Killer, interview with actor Pepe Cerna, Princess Driver, interview with actor Michael Ensign, and then finally Hollywood's Streetwalking, Vice Squad filming locations. So this is quite a release, and Vice Squad is definitely, a good exploitation film, and recommended if you haven't seen it. So again, that is set for May 13th, and then one more from Kino, which I am super excited about. We don't have every detail just yet, but coming soon, later this year, in 4K and in HDR, apparently, we are getting the Abbott and Costello Horror Collection. Again, 4K, which includes Hold That Ghost from 1941, Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein, the big one, from 1948, Abbott and Costello Meet the Killer Boris Karloff from 1949, Abbott and Costello Meet the Invisible Man from 1951, Abbott and Costello Meet Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde from 1953, and then finally Abbott and Costello Meet the Mummy from 1955. I am so excited for this set. Not only do I love Abbott and Costello, but getting these films in 4K, I kind of figured we'd get Abbott and Costello Meet Frankenstein at some point in 4K. Was not expecting these other ones, especially Hold That Ghost. I really like Hold That. I haven't seen it in a while, but when I was a kid, ironically, I used to actually watch it a few times. And I'm actually shocked that's getting 4K release, but super happy. Again, no further details, just coming soon. And obviously, details come out, I will definitely talk about it. And next up, we have a new release coming from MVD. Set for June 10th is a Blu-ray release of the movie Terminus from 1987, and I believe this might, according to what they're saying here, this is the first time it's actually ever been released on a video, at least on disc. They're claiming it might even be never been released on VHS, but not sure about that, but at least for sure video, a disc, I mean. And there's going to be 2 releases, a Blu-ray release and, believe it or not, a DVD release. Now, the Blu-ray release will have 2 versions of the film, but the DVD will only have the US version. All right, let's just dive in. So, it has a US version of the film running at 83 minutes, and then in 2.0 stereo, as well as an extended French version of the film running 115 minutes. But it's only going to be a French dub with English subtitles. Now, the interesting thing about this, so the US version of the film is in 1.78 to 1 aspect ratio, which is kind of odd, actually, because technically theatrical aspect ratio would be 1.85 to 1 in that regard. 1.78 to 1 is more HD. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I'm just mentioning that. But the French version of the film is in 2.35 to 1. So the only thing I can think of, which most likely is the case here, is that it was a film that is not a film that was filmed in scope, but a film that I guess was matted. So kind of shot full frame, probably, you know, take into account that it'll be matted most likely for 1.85, I assume. And then the French version for a reason, maybe? I don't know. We'll find out. In June. And it comes with a couple of extras, including a new interview with star Jürgen Prochnow. Plus, We All Descend, the making of Terminus, including interviews with Vincent Glenn, son of the director, star Julie Glenn, daughter of the director, and archival interviews with the director. And it's in French with English subtitles, plus a photo gallery and a mini poster and the theatrical trailer. And the first release will have a limited edition slipcover, which is the one in the middle, and then the other 2 on the other side are the ones that see inside. What do you call it? The not the slip, the wrap, right? I think they even call it the wrap. Yeah, wrap. So you can flip it. It's got a flip. Let me move on. All right, so the retail version for the Blu-ray is $39.95, and the DVD is $14.95. So just, yeah. I mean, obviously a lot of those prices come down as we get closer to release. And again, this is set for June 10th, and it's obviously, it's a film I've never seen, and if it's true, it's never really been on video, at least here in the States anyway. Yeah, if by some chance you've seen it, let me know if it's any good. Well, I don't even care if it's any good. Even as long as it's cheesy fun, like that's kind of all I care about. And before I get to the Arrow titles, just one more to cover coming from TerraVision, set for April for pre-order on their website is their first box set, Blu-ray box set of Shoestring Slashers Volume 1. Currently, let's see, price at $59.99, up currently for pre-order for $48.98. And if I remember correctly from what they said, the pre-order price is only going to be up for 10 days before I guess it goes up. Now, 10 days from now, because I think this was announced this morning. Again, as of this recording, it's February 28th. So, yeah, add 10, was that March 9th, I guess? Somewhere around there. But this is a limited edition to 1,500, and the films will not be available outside of the box set. So this is definitely like a very specific release. So the 3 films in the set, I believe all 3 are shot on video films. So the first one is Phantom Brother from 1988. Second one is Beware from 1999. And then finally Basement Jack from 2009. And all 3 will be in this very, very cool sort of outer box. So definitely a really nice set. So as far as the extras go, first up on Phantom Brother from 1988, got an interview with John Gigante, hope I'm pronouncing that okay. Interview with Rob Koch, behind-the-scenes photo gallery, and some more special features to come. And this is getting a new transfer from the 1-inch master videotape. And then Beware from 1999, also getting a new transfer from the original tape master. And this has a commentary track with director Jason Daly, commentary watch party with cast and crew, a making-of documentary, gas station tour, memorabilia unboxing, and a stills gallery. And then the third film in the set, Basement Jack from 2009, with a new transfer from the HD Master, I believe, and it has a commentary track with Michael Shelton and Tiffany Shepis, interview with Michael Shelton, interview with Tiffany Shepis, trailers, isolated score, and there will be a couple of extras still coming, and these will be region free. So very cool of TerraVision with their very first box set and continue to put out movies that awesome. I mean, you know, that's a good example of a lot of these companies really kind of getting a hold of more obscure films and giving them a new life on disc. That's why I'm, strong supporter of physical media. I mean, what are the chances of some of these films, going on one of the insane streaming services, That's why we love physical media. Well, many reasons, but for me, that's one of them. And now we get to the Arrow titles for May, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 titles. Now one of them was already pre-released, but we finally have details on it. And two of these, we knew these were coming. I was not expecting them to be in the same month, so I'm happy about that. But let's see, two titles are UK only, but all the other ones are US, UK, and Canada. So we'll start with one of the UK only titles, which is a Blu-ray, so probably region B locked, just a heads up. Retailing for £24.99, set for May 5th. Is a Blu-ray release of the movie I Will Never Leave You Alone, a newer film from 2023, and it's got a couple of decent extras, including a new interview with writer-director D.W. Medoff, scene select commentary from writer and director D.W. Medoff, Yarzat, am I pronouncing that right? I hope so. AWOL and I'm Down Here, 3 short films from the director, as well as the theatrical trailer. So, newer, I have to admit, when it comes to newer films, I don't watch as many newer films as I probably should. So there's going to be quite a few that I'm like, I'm not familiar with it, but I always appreciate recommendations, or if I mention one, let me know if it's worth checking out. And next up is another Blu-ray release, and this one will be US, UK, and Canada. Retailing for $39.99, set for May 27th, is the film Steppenwolf, and I believe this is also a newer film last year, I think. Yeah, 2024, so again, another new one that I have no idea what... I really need to watch more newer stuff. And as an extra, it actually will come with a second film, the film from the director called Goliath from 2022, and it's going to be in this release only, so that when they release a standard release on the line, it will not have the other film with it. Have English subtitles for both films, and let's see, it's got a brand new commentary track on the film with critic and pop culture historian David Flint. Reading Steppenwolf as a transnational post-western, a brand new visual essay by author, film historian, and academic Lee Broughton, exploring the use of American Italian Western genre tropes in Steppenwolf and other films from around the world. The Making of Steppenwolf, a 15-minute behind-the-scenes featurette featuring interviews with the cast and crew, plus a collector's booklet with a bunch of writings on the film. So again, another new one, I don't know, so let me know. And now we move over to the 4K releases, and I believe only one of these, I think some of these already had a previous Blu-ray release, and I think that's why there's no Blu-ray release this time, if I'm not mistaken. Only one of them will actually have a new Blu-ray release. I'm going to jump around slightly here let's do this one first. So 4K release, let me double check. I'm pretty sure this is US, UK, and Canada. So we can all get it. A 4K release of the Andromeda Strain. I'm saying that too fast. A little Chicago accent coming out there a little bit. Retailing for $49.99, set for May 13th. The Robert Wise film from 1971, the great Robert Wise. It does have a new 4K restoration by Arrow, and it will be in Dolby Vision. Have the original mono soundtrack, and a couple of extras, including a commentary track by critic Brian Reisman, a new strain of science fiction appreciation by film critic Kim Newman, the Andromeda Strain making the film, an archival featurette from 2001, a portrait of Michael Crichton, an archival featurette from 2001, Cinescript Gallery highlights from the annotated and illustrated shooting script, as well as a theatrical trailer, TV spots, radio spots, and an image gallery. So I'm glad that's porting over previous extras, especially some of those really, really older ones. All right, next up, another 4K release, also going to be a separate Blu-ray release. This one is 4K only, so just heads up on that. I know Blu-ray is going to be region B locked because we've already gotten it here in the States from Kino. We have it both 4K and Blu-ray, but specifically this 4K version from Arrow, again, UK only, retailing for £34.99. We now have the details of the 4K release for a few dollars more. Kind of mentioned before that they were doing all 3 films. Now we have the details for a few dollars more. Again, coming May 26th. Now it's got a new 4K restoration from the original 2perf Techniscope negative in Dolby Vision. Now what I don't know is how identical this... I don't know too many of the specifics about the transfers between this one and the Kino one. I don't know. I need to look into that more. But anyway, newly restored original English mono audio plus an optional 5.1 surround mix. It has a couple of extras. I believe a lot of these are ported over from older releases, which is good. So first up is a commentary track by film historian and Leone biographer Sir Christopher Frayling. Commentary by film historian and critic Tim Lucas, as well as the original Italian credits and intermission break separate from the main feature, plus trailers, TV spots, and radio spots. So that's all on the 4K disc. And then it has an included Blu-ray disc that has a bunch of the other extras. And there's a lot here. I don't know, do I want to sit here? A lot of this is older interview. I'm trying to see, is there anything new here? There's a couple new. Let me at least mention the new stuff. So A Violent Tale of Vengeance, a new interview with film historian and critic Fabio Milelli. No One Shoots at the Colonel, a newly filmed interview with filmmaker and Lee Van Cleef biographer Mike Malloy. Crafting the West, a newly filmed interview with Giudita Simi, the daughter of set costume designer Carlo Simi. Cuts and Rhythm, a newly filmed interview with editor Eugenio Alabiso. Western Strings, a newly filmed interview with guitarist Bruno Mattisti Di Amario. I kind of butchered that pronunciation, didn't I? Timeless Voice, a newly filmed interview with singer Ida Del Orso. For a Few Notes More, a newly filmed interview with Morricone biographer Alessandro De Rosa. For Ennio's Dollar Score, a new visual essay exploring the film's iconic soundtrack by musician and disc collector Lovely John. Actually, there's a lot more new stuff on here, and then the rest, I believe, is ported over from older releases, which I'm glad. It looks like they're all here, I think. But I'm glad it has as many new stuff as it does. Now, this is... Obviously, the 4K is going to be region-free. Probably the included Blu-ray with the extras is probably going to be region-be locked. Obviously, their Blu-ray for UK only, so it's most likely going to be region be locked. I did pre-order all 3 of these already, so yeah, I'm actually interested to see how they compare to the Kino ones as well, especially in the transfer. And I think, as I said before, actually For a Few Dollars More is my favorite out of the 3. And now we get to the final 2 titles, which probably most of us are excited for. And we're finally getting 2 more Jason films. These are the other 2 New Line Cinema ones getting 4K releases. Now, no Blu-ray, though, as far as I know. So just a heads up on that. And these are going to be US, UK, and Canada. So first up, we do indeed have a 4K release of Jason Goes to Hell, retailing for $49.99, set for May 20th. And it will have both cuts in 4K, the theatrical cut as well as the unrated cut, thank goodness. We'll have the original stereo soundtrack as well as a 5.1 remix. So it has 2 discs. One has the theatrical cut and then the other one has the unrated cut. So with the theatrical cut, which has most of the extras on it, has a introduction to the film by director Adam Marcus. Faces of Death, a brand new interview with special makeup effects creator Robert Kurtzman. Undercover Angel, a brand new interview with actor Julie Michaels. Mixing It Up, a brand new interview with composer Harry Manfredini. The Gates of Hell, an archival interview with director Adam Marcus. Jason vs. Terminator, director Adam Marcus on growing up with the Cunninghams. Uber Jason, an archival interview with Kane Hodder on playing Jason. Additional TV footage with optional commentary by the director, plus theatrical trailer and TV spots and behind the scenes stills and poster galleries. And then disc 2, which has the unrated cut, has a brand new commentary track with film historians Michael Felcher and Steve Uncle Creepy Barton. Good for the 2 of them. God, I've known Steve going back to the old Fangoria message boards. I think he mentioned he did the commentary track for this, but I totally forgot, so good for him. Plus an archival commentary track with director Adam Marcus and author Peter Brack. And another archival commentary track with director Adam Marcus and screenwriter Dean Lorey. And then finally, one more Jason film, and I have to admit, this is actually the one that surprised me. I knew this was coming. I think I mentioned this before on previous video, but honestly, I didn't think both of these were going to be coming in the same month. I kind of figured this was going to come a little bit later. I'm happy I'm wrong. So coming in, let's see, May 20th as well is a 4K release of Jason X, retailing for $49.99, and obviously it'll be in 4K. Have the original stereo track, soundtrack, as well as a 5.1 remix. It has a nice bunch of extras, including porting over older ones. So it has an introduction to the film by Kane Hodder, brand new commentary track with film historians Michael Felcher and Steve Uncle Creepy Barton. Good, I'm glad they're on here too. Archival commentary with writer Todd Farmer and author Peter Brack. Archival commentary track with director Jim Isaac, writer Todd Farmer, and producer Noel Cunningham. Scoring the Stars, a brand new interview with composer Harry Manfredini. Out of Space, the making of Jason X, an archival documentary on the making of the film. In Space, No One Can Hear You Scream, an archival interview with writer Todd Farmer. Chrissy is a Headbanger, an archival interview with actor Christy Angus. Jason Rebooted, Sean S. Cunningham on Jason Goes to Hell and Jason X. The Many Lives of Jason Voorhees, an archival documentary on the history of the character. By Any Means Necessary, the Making of Jason X, archival making of documentary, cast and crew interviews, behind the scenes footage, an electronic press kit, theatrical trailers and TV spots, stills, behind the scenes, and poster galleries. And woo! So yeah, I am really excited. We're getting both of these in the same month. That is great news. So yes, I'm so happy we're getting these, and we're getting them from Arrow as well. I mean, we still got a lot more 4Ks to come from the previous Friday the 13th films. But yeah, we still need all the other ones. Hopefully we are getting them. Now granted, that's Paramount, so things are a little bit, different, whereas these are coming from New Line Cinema, Warner Brothers. Now the big question that I'm kind of curious about is who's doing Freddy versus Jason, because that can be one of two things depending on how licensing works out. Ideally I would prefer if Arrow put that out, but I could also see Warner Brothers keeping it for themselves and putting it in their Freddy box set that's coming later this year. So I'm not sure on that one. I mean, if you guys have heard anything, let me know. The only reason why I'm thinking it might be in the Warner Brothers set, only because, not that this means anything, but I remember a few years ago, I bought a bundle of the Freddy films on iTunes, or used to be iTunes, whatever they call it now, the Apple stuff. So I bought the Freddy films on that, and that included obviously, 1 through 6, original all the way through Freddy's Dead, the remake. It was in the bundle. And then Freddy vs. Jason as well. So I don't know if they're considering that as part of Freddy. So we'll see. We'll see. So hope Arrow puts it out. But anyway, we'll see. And that's it for the Arrow titles for May. So a couple of those I'm definitely excited for. Plus some of the ones coming from Kino and MVD and TerrorVision. A lot of good stuff coming out this year, and I could not be happier. So yeah, let me know your thoughts on all these announcements and everything. And if you have any questions, let me know. Try and answer them as best I can. And again, I know I've been around for 2 weeks. Again, I do apologize for that, but I should explain that in a different video. So anyway, for now, yeah, so that's everything. As always, thank you for watching, and I will see you on the next one.